Alright, I was planning on holding the tour till August because we're pretty much at the end of July, but I kind of like the lighting at the moment, so I might as well do one right now. Alright, this tour shouldn't be too long, hopefully. Let's get through it. Alright, starting on this side of the garden, we have potatoes, both kinds of potatoes. I guess we can start with this one first. My white sweet potato giant attempt. It is still living. I'm actually quite surprised about its durability to the cold weather. While there is signs of cold stress on these plants, like look down here, that's all the cold stress. You got some cold stress, but it's still kind of green. Look at that, there's still lots of nice green leaves everywhere. Even down here. So I don't think I mentioned this for a tour because it's been quite a few months since my last one. I think I mentioned this on my community post, but we were looking at the world record. The world record for the heaviest sweet potato is a white variety. This one here is a white variety. And things are starting to make sense now, because the longer you leave a sweet potato in the ground, the larger it gets. And with this kind of tolerance to the cold, if this keeps on living, the sweet potatoes in the ground will just keep on growing and growing. Someone called, so I don't know where I was at. But yeah, it kind of makes sense now that this variety would have the best potential to try and grow a really large sweet potato because of its cold tolerance, and it looks like it might even live on to the next season. Who knows? If this is still alive the next summer, I'm just gonna leave this. I'm not gonna touch it. I'm just gonna let those potatoes keep on growing underground. Now there's nothing much to see here. I did pile up soil around the roots here. There's one root here. It feels quite big, but I put soil here to protect it from the frost because I don't want to lose it. There are some exposed potatoes there, sweet potato roots. They're undamaged, which is good. But just in case, I covered it, but now we can't see anything. By the time I upload this, which is probably in a day or two, this has reached 300 days. So this plant here has been growing for 300 days. That's insane. But I do believe this will keep on growing because these aren't signs of the plant giving out yet. That's just cold stress. That's still a good portion. There's still a good portion of green everywhere. So yeah, I think this might live on to the next season. Yeah, we'll see how that goes. Alright, now let's check on the normal potatoes. So we got some good sized potato plants over here. This one I had to replace. I don't know what happened. We weren't getting frost, but yet when this one got frost damage, it wasn't even frost weather at night, so I don't know what happened, but this is a replacement plant. So this one here is Pontiac. This one's growing. This is really slow. Now it's really taking off. This one is a replacement, a White Star, and it seems to be growing well now. It didn't look like it was growing, but now it is, so that's a good sign. We got that there. Yeah, this one's growing nice and healthy. Remember, I give them more space so they can grow larger, and I am definitely getting larger plants. If we look at the base, we can see how fat this plant is. Nice and healthy. Focus, there we go. Yeah, it's a nice thick stem. I'm still expecting maybe this much growth. Yeah, that's doing good there. And I think I just lost my lighting, but let's continue on to the garden tour. Kind of motivated me to get on with it, but anyway, let's continue. Right, in this long bed we got 3 potatoes. Oh yeah, I will be doing a video specifically around potatoes, so if you're interested in more of these, wait for that video. That should be up maybe next month. But anyway, yep, I got 3 potatoes in this bed. Pontiac, Rodeo, and White Star. They're starting to grow nice and big. And in this bed we got 2 potatoes. I'm not planting anything in the back there because they're going to be too shaded out. But these ones are starting to really kick off. It's actually pretty big. This one looked pretty small. Like it looked like a small sprout. But anyway, this one's White Star and we got a Rodeo here. This one's growing nicely. Good growth on this bed. Alright, on this garden bed, which is the Birdie's garden bed, 3 potatoes here as well. Got a nice, this one is really, I'm really looking forward to this. This one's a really nice looking Pontiac plant. Nice big leaves. If we look around here, these starter leaves are huge. This is what I want. Good sized plant, nice growth there. Say Pontiac, White Star, and Rodeo. This one is nice as well. I'm surprised there's fusion like the leaves are still fused this high up the plant. Usually you get big leaves like this, forgot the name, but these leaves are like fused here. As the plant grows up, it kind of splits off, so these last leaves get smaller. In this case, they're still fused to some degree. Even here, like we're almost at this is the top already. It's kind of cool though. Oh yeah, they're still fusing, but that's a nice plant, nice sized plant there. I actually planted a different variety of potatoes here, but the sprouts were like really tiny. It was like a purple potato, and I didn't want that here. So these are replacements, these are here. Over in this bed, which I'm a little disappointed in, but it's still, we got some good growth anyway. We got 2 Pontiacs here. Yeah, these aren't too bad, but they're smaller than I expected. This one had an issue with it, that's why. There's not much leaves at the bottom. But it still ended up growing nice and well at the end. So I'll be thankful for that. And over here in the main potato bed, the long one. So these ones here are the oldest. I had to replace the 2 in the middle, so they're a bit young. But anyway, the growth of these are impressive. Still wanted a bit bigger, but these are like, yeah, these are good. That was the intention of giving it more space. So last year I planted 16 potato plants here. Now there's only 8. As you can see, this half here, that's 3 plants only. That's 1, 2, and that's 3 right there. This one here is massive. Let's see if I can get this. This is one whole plant here. This whole thing. Oh. That's one whole plant there. Oh, let's look at the leaf size. That's insane. But yeah, that was the intention for more space. I want bigger plants. Oh yep. White Star, Rodeo, and Pontiac. Yeah, that's what everything here is. It's just 3 varieties because they're the big ones, and that's what I want to focus on. This one's a White Star. This is actually looking impressive. Still young. Still got some growing to do, as you can see in the leaves. If they look like that, they're still growing. If they look like that, they're finished growing. That one is Rodeo. This one's a Rodeo as well. Let's go to the front. Don't mind the sticks here. I had the cat came through here once and he snapped off a leaf. And this year I didn't actually put any cover on it. Luckily he hasn't dug into it though, but he still passes through it. So there, we got a Pontiac there. That's pretty big too. Not as big as the one at the back. And a White Star. This one's not too bad. This year the seeds were a bit small. This has a lot more potential to be a lot bigger, but that's alright. There's always next year. But I am still happy with the growth. A lot of them are large and that is great, especially that one there. And potatoes and pots, these ones are part of the main bunch. We got these 3 here. So giving it some extra growing room. Also, the last time I placed it on here, every time this flooded, that made this guy's have blight. So keeping it here drier, it should prevent some blight. But yeah, so this one here is a Pontiac. This one, I'm confused. This plant looked like it was going to, this plant looked like it was going to pass. The leaves started to fall down. It was getting soft, but it looks alive again. I knew there was new growth there, but this main stem wasn't looking good. But now it is. This one here, Rodeo, with 3 stems. They're looking good. And the last one here, we got a White Star. But this one does look a bit short. I did want these guys to grow taller. That's why I put these support here. But I don't know. These ones are a bit weird. They're really slow to grow. That one is probably as old as like all of those ones. It's so slow though. Anyway, it still looks good anyway. Get some nice spuds here and no disease issues because it's not sitting there where it's like nice and flooded. And I almost forgot to explain, I've got my frost covers here. So whether you're watching this vlog for the first time on my channel or like the first video on my channel, for the winter crops I always have frost covers up. So I've had this set up since June, middle of June, and I just leave this out here because, you know, the night temperature always shifts between higher temps or lower temps. So it's easier just to leave it out here. It's a bit messy, but cuts the work out for me at least. So this one is a bit more expensive. This one is a thermal blanket, so it's not just a frost blanket. This is also used for heat, so it has a bit more durability, meaning, you know, it's okay to be exposed to the sun. It's not just for the night. So I like using this one. And over around here, we got my sapphire potatoes. So these ones are dark purple skin and purple flesh. And they're going quite well, actually. This is one of the... I'll put it on the screen. This is one of the big sapphire potatoes I harvested at the end of... well, middle of summer. Yeah, there's like a lot of sprouts. I wonder how that's gonna go. Yeah, that's all sapphire. These are gonna be their own video. I think the soil here was like really thick, so it's not growing too well in here. Yeah, there's nice growth on these plants. It's nice. Over here we got some more potatoes, if that isn't a surprise already. So I've got a video for this one. I'll explain later on what these potatoes here are about, but they're growing well, and that's good to see. And in front of these potatoes are more potatoes. These ones are just spare potatoes. I don't know if I'm going to make a video harvesting them. Maybe they just might be a YouTube shorts. Yeah, these are the spare potatoes. I put, what, three or four? Maybe 3 or 4. And this one's 4 too. This one's a bit small. These ones are doing well. Actually, they're growing quite fast. These are the last ones I planted. The growth on that compared to these plants here, which is like maybe a month older, is a little crazy. But I'm guessing the temperature of when I planted these were a bit more warmer. So yeah, we've got all that over here. Alright, and in this garden bed, we actually got some large brassica plants. The heads are not the big variety I thought they would be. It's a decent sized plant, but yeah, that's a growing head, but that's not going to be too large, but that's alright. So we got one here and another here, which is closer. I mean, I think it's pretty much ready to harvest. As you can see, the gaps between the flower heads. This one's ready. I'll pick it tomorrow maybe. And we have some red cabbages here, which I haven't grown since, I don't know, 12 years maybe? So yeah, I'm growing these again. I don't know if that's meant to be that long though. It's a very long stem. I don't remember it being that long, but anyway. Another one down here. I feel like I should have placed that at the front. It's a bit shading. And this one I bought, but I bought as a plant. But I think it's already starting to form a head. Yeah, so sorry, it's not too bad, but it is like properly shaded by these guys, so it's not gonna grow too big. And originally this was meant to be a full carrot bed, just different varieties of carrots in here, but that didn't work out because of the mole cricket. So, but we did have a few that got left behind, and they are massive. That's big. And like at the back here, I'm really impressed with these ones. This one's nice. This one here, I think this one's ready to pick. This one is nice and massive. Like, look at the size of that compared to my thumb. It's pretty much already ready to pick, but I'll leave it a bit longer. Still got a few weeks. So yeah, that's that bed. No caterpillar issues. I've been dealing with that since these were young. I just manually, like when the plant was small, just look under the leaf, squish any caterpillar eggs, and so once they've grown out, you won't have any problems. But yeah. And here's my other carrot pot, and no issues because it is not connected to the ground, so no mole crickets here. These ones are almost ready. Like these ones here is a good size. That one there, that one is a good size there already. We've got some more there. They look smaller on the screen, but they are like decently large enough to harvest. But here's my thing, so the plants that have the older plants or the stronger plants will always grow a root first, and so once you see that, do not harvest all of them straight away. So this one's like a strong plant. Once you see this, you want to wait another month for the weaker or smaller plants to catch up. These ones are too tiny, but yeah, all the other plants need to catch up in growth. So yeah, don't use the first carrot to head that pops out of the ground as an indicator to harvest. You can harvest that one if you want, but once the strongest ones put out a head, you wait another month for the rest to catch up. Nice foliage. We got a few garlic growing this year. They kind of failed, as well as the onions. I don't know why they failed. Maybe I planted it too late. They didn't like the temperature. Yeah, so these are just the garlics that are growing at the moment. They're doing good. Not that great. But I am cutting back on the fertilizer because they do need a bigger space if you want them to be a bigger plant. That was my mistake last year. They got big, but not enough space, so I didn't get a good head, and the plant kind of stressed itself out. And these beds, I think I planted 4, but we had a lot of rain actually, so those ones kind of just didn't grow. But the remaining ones, like this one, there's one here, and in this pot we got 2. They are nice and large. Good size. And I haven't been watering this at all, like much. Just letting it rain because there's so much room. They don't like being overwatered either, so I'm fine with just, yeah, watering maybe once every 2 weeks or even 1 month, depending. I mean, these are good, but it is occupying a lot of space, so I could be planting something else here. And here's all the bananas. All the leaves are dying off because it's winter, but it should recover soon once the temperature rises back up. And what I just did with all the dying leaves, I just use it as mulch, pretty much. And because I want the growth to focus on a single stem, like what they do at the farm, so you get more bananas on the stem, I cut back on the extra pups. Except for this one. This was so big I just left it. But doing this focuses all the energy into one stem, so you get more bananas from one stalk. And it creates less shading, because if I had a bunch of stems here, they would completely cover this area. Meaning in summer, this whole place would be covered up in shade. We want more sunlight, not more shade. So yeah, the 2 advantages of doing that. And I kind of like the size of the stem, because this is in the ground. My other banana, it's in a pot, so it doesn't get this large. This is impressive. I can't wait for this to fruit. So I have pots here all filled and kind of ready. These are for my summer warm temperature potatoes. Warm season potatoes, I meant. Yeah, these are the 50-liter pots, so I could probably plant 2 or 3 and they'll grow decently large. So these are all new. But yeah, I am eagerly waiting for the temperatures to warm up because I have a nice set of potatoes for summer. Alright, it's kind of like getting dark now, but yeah, I'll just quickly go through these with some potatoes. Oh, they're starting to sprout. Okay. Yeah, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bags of potatoes. Or 6. I might do an unboxing. Yeah, unboxing shorts. That would be nice. Showcase this bunch of things I got. This area is completely untouched, but we still have some taros growing here. I'm surprised that they're withstanding the light frost. They usually, it shouldn't be this green at this time anymore. I think we will get some good sized taros here. Yeah, this one would be nice. I think this one's gonna be a nice one. I actually already harvested some taros now. Actually, I don't know if these are still good to eat, because usually when I harvest them, I put them inside and we consume them within the week because it starts to mold. But this time I left them outside, which prevents the mold because they dry up nicely. But I don't know how dry it's gotten right now. It's probably been a month since since it's been out of the ground. But we'll see. And here is the potatoes, the sweet potatoes. Still trying to finish them off. Got these chunkers here. I still have to make a video with them. I've been so busy. That's why the tour, I never did a middle of July tour because I'm being so busy. I still have to make a video with these. Still got some nice size one here. The small ones, there are some that are rotting away, like this one here. We still got these ones still in the barrel. I haven't emptied it out yet. It's still big. Still doing good. I think some of the purple ones have a bit of rotting issues, but they kind of just dry out. I don't know. Still okay. I just like keeping this. It's like woody now. Got some lemongrass at the back here. We don't really use it though. But it is nice and large. Nice and healthy. So from this avocado tree, we've already harvested all the 3 fruits. And we got one here. Now this one still needs maybe another day or 2. The other one, the first one we picked, that was actually nice and ripe. Except for the meat around the stone, so we need another 2 weeks. This should be perfectly ripe after a few more days. Good size. So after filming that part, I put it in my pocket, but it ended up dropping. So I ended up cutting it on that night. But yeah, it was pretty much perfectly ripe. It was nice and soft and very delicious. So yeah, this plant isn't in the best condition, but it's still alive. I'm pretty sure I stopped the issue with the grubs, but I think I let this plant dry out a little too much. But I mean, from this side it looks alright. Nice and healthy. But yeah, that's about it. Yeah, there's always going to be a lot of potatoes, not a lot of other crops, but it is for YouTube content, so I hope you do appreciate all the effort I go into for potato harvest or potato reveals. Because I'm already doing a tour now, I might as well just wait for September to make the next tour. But these potatoes, I'll do a specific potato focused update sometime next month or August, which is coming up. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this garden tour. I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching. So I was going to leave this part blank, but I might as well talk about a few things. So I remember getting a comment asking if I grow anything else but potatoes, and of course I do. But if I wasn't growing potatoes for YouTube content, that long slim raised bed, I would have a bunch of carrots in it. This long bed here would have been actually broccoli and cabbages. The other beds would have been radish and cauliflower. So yeah, there's a bit of focus and sacrifice for YouTube content. But potatoes are one of my favorite crops to grow. It's so fun to harvest them. So it works out for me anyway. Anyways, happy gardening. The heck? Oh my god. Bruh, what is this? It's sprouting? Oh, it is sprouting.